Hey guys, really quick today I wanted to show you, just kind of give you an up close of what the different kinds of flour look like, because I'm talking to you about all-purpose flour and bread flour and how those are classified as white flours. What does that mean? And then I'm talking to you about whole wheat flours, and then I have got two kinds, red and white. So what does that mean? And sometimes it's just easier to see what they actually look like, right? So when we're talking about white flours, we're talking about all-purpose flour, bread flour, cake or pastry flour, and these have just been milled and then sifted. So you've got something that looks like this. I'm gonna probably make a mess, but here you go. See, just white, there's nothing in it, no flecks, no bran, just a nice smooth white flour. All-purpose and bread flour look exactly the same. You cannot tell the difference just by looking at the flour. The only way to tell is you gotta keep them in the bag. Because it's a protein issue. They look identical. They've not been bleached, nothing like that's happened to them, but the bran and the germ layers of the seed have been sifted out, and you're just left with the inside of the seed called the endosperm. And it's a starchy part. It still has nutrition, it's just not a whole food. And I like to describe it like the difference between eating an apple with or without the peel. White flour's like eating the apple without the peel. Whole wheat flour is like eating the apple with the peel because it has everything on it. And we've got two kinds of wheat flour. I've got a red flour here. This was just milled a little bit ago. Now if you look close at something like this, look, this is not the same, right? You can tell it's a little bit darker color. And if you look close, you can see little flecks. And those are bran. Bran is the outside layer of the seed. There's lots of vitamins and minerals and fiber in that, which is why we want it. And then if you look at a white wheat flour, I just milled this one too. Same idea as red, guys. It just comes from a different variety of wheat berry called a white wheat berry. So it's a lighter color and it's a milder flavor, but again, you can see all that lovely bran in there. It's fantastic, guys. It tastes amazing, and it has all of the nutrition that nature designed in the wheat. But because you can see that bran in there, that does show up in your dough. And so it's gonna still make incredible bread. We love it in cookies, we love it in brownies, we love it in muffins, pancakes, everything. With the exception of some pastries like pie crust. We even put it in pizza crust, and we don't do it in croissants. Hey, if you're a super hardcore whole wheat person, you can do anything with whole wheat flour. Just know it's gonna have you're gonna get a different outcome because the bran is in the flour. If you're milling at home, this is what you're gonna produce, okay? This is what you're gonna produce. You're gonna produce a flour that has all of its parts, including the bran. It's awesome. It's not gonna replace this flour because that's been sifted through quite a process actually. Not involving chemicals, it's just a lot of layers of sifting to get all those different parts removed so that you have this texture. So anyhow, I wanted to explain that. I'm sure you might still have questions, but just to recap, bread flour and all-purpose flour are called white flours, if you just think categories. They look identical, they're sifted. It started out as a whole grain, then the bran and the germ were removed, leaving you a very, very smooth white flour. It doesn't have to be bleached to turn white, by the way. Air does that to flour naturally. Then you've got whole grain wheat flours or whole wheat flour, same exact thing. These are just wheat berries that went right through the grain mill and get bagged and delivered to your door. So this is a whole food. All the bran and germ layers are there, thus all of the vitamins and minerals, but also the fiber, and it's gonna change the texture slightly. That was white, again, this is red. You really have to see them sometimes side by side. The difference is quite subtle. Nutritionally, red and white are identical. If you're a super scientist, you might argue that with me, but the differences are minuscule. For the average human, we don't care. The differences are so close. Ours are really high in protein. Anyhow, drop your comments, drop your questions in the comments below. I'm happy to answer questions, love it, my favorite thing to do. And that's a little 101 on flour. Hopefully that answers some of your questions and inspires some more.